Hey, welcome to Two Cents, everybody. This is episode 73. It's November 27th, 2016. This is the live undoctored news show we do here at Dollar Reviews, and as you can tell by the number, we've been doing it for about 73 weeks in a row. I'm Brian Gillis. You can follow me on Twitter at Brian Gillis. That's BryonGillis, or send me an email, brian@dollarreviews.net. And I'm here with Stephen Mominex.
Guten Tagen.
How was your Thanksgiving? I mean, you already kind of told me off the air. Outside the
I
sad
gave
stuff.
you, well, I mean, aside from the details I explained to you, no, it was it was quite crazy. I made the most out of what little time I had in California. I spent a lot of time just seeing different groups of friends. I drank a lot. I did not sleep at all. That by the time I landed here, I had to jump right back to work, and I was just so fried. And it was insanely busy with the Thanksgiving period that there was here and everything, and like. But I mean, yeah, you know, like it's one of those nice trips where you just I had less than 48 hours that I was there, and I did so much. And
How was the
yeah,
food?
the food was good. It was I mean, I'm not going to complain why you heard why it wasn't the best,
Yeah.
but like aside from that, like yeah, it was a nice gathering. It was nice seeing a bunch
your
of people for the most
family-
part.
Does your family cook anything that you love or is like non-traditional or like what's your favorite dish?
It wasn't that eventful this year because we kind of had to watch, like, just diet-wise what everyone could eat. But I did actually carve the turkey this year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I used some of my meat cutting experience, which it was kind of a challenge for me because we didn't have the proper knife, so I had to use just this basic steak knife, like because normally my grandfather cuts. He brings his own knives to cut the turkey, but he couldn't really. He's not in shape now to cut the turkey anymore, so he didn't bring that. So I kind of had this really just basic steak knife, and I mean, I know how to debone a chicken. You know, it's kind of the same principle, the same anatomy, but a turkey is pretty huge. So like, I don't have the proper knife, and it was cooked. You know, like if it was,
Yeah.
if it wasn't, then it would have been easier to slice through. So it proved to be kind of a challenge, honestly, and I did not have the discipline for it. But other than that, though, I got every piece right. Just some were like the white meat was probably the most difficult. Like the red meat, because it's juicy, it's easy to make clean cuts there. But yeah, I got to do that, and that was fun. And hopefully, I can cut a better turkey in the future.
You guys don't do any like weird Swiss dish though. You don't have like a cheese platter, like
No,
you
no,
don't
no, no,
have
no. That's I mean, my
just the mashed
mom's.
potatoes,
This was
the
my
stuffing
mom's side
and
of the
stuff?
family, and my mom is American, so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know, we don't. It's funny. We have for like the Christmases where it's not seeing our extended family. Like, you know, about 2 years ago, we spent Christmas in Mammoth Mountain, and so what we did was I can't remember if we made fondue or raclette, but yeah, it's like if it's just a smaller like thing where it's 4 or 5 of us in the family, then yeah, we'll have a small like little Swiss dish like that. I think mainly just to kind of please me and my older brother because that's how we grew up with them. And yeah, you know, there's just some about like when you're, even though, yeah, it's technically in California, whenever you're at a snow resort, it's just like, it just feels right to me to do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about
Yeah,
you though?
Not really. I mean, my Thanksgiving kind of sucked. I mean,
Yeah.
anyone that's listened to the show for like the last 3 weeks has heard like the kind of heartbreak woe shit that I've been going through.
Yeah, it's about
and
family.
so I can.
You get to console with them about that stuff, right?
That's the thing, though.
Right?
Yeah, I did do that. You know,
Yeah.
like my dad had asked me the week before, like if she was coming, and I said, yeah, maybe. That turned out not to be the case. I can. I'm not exactly happy to report this, but I haven't spoken to her in 7 days now. It's been a full week.
Congrats.
Yeah, so I am moving on. I am trying to get over it. But part of Thanksgiving was I was thinking, oh yeah, we were supposed to have plans today. You're gonna meet my parents.
Wow.
You're gonna eat this dinner with me, you know. And
mean,
so
I'm
I was
just-
sitting there.
I'm really surprised that that's where you were going to, considering the last time we spoke, I was pretty sure it was done by that point.
No, no,
but-
no, no. The last time we spoke, nothing's happened since then.
Yeah, I know. It's just I'm
What I'm
amazed that you kind of
saying
planned
is-
for that, man.
Well, exactly. We
It's
had
tough for
planned
you, isn't it?
before, and it's a holiday. Like, I'm sure. Well, I don't know. A month from now, who knows if I'm even going to speak to her by then or whatever. But Christmas, it might be a little difficult too.
Am I out
Probably
of
not.
line if I suggest that our audience emails you with some relationship advice if you have
No,
anything
no,
to
I'm
ask them
fine.
for?
No, I got a lot of people that I talk to about this stuff. I actually have a list right now that I was making for different reasons. But I've talked to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 people, plus the podcast, plus a diary or two, and Twitter. So I'm perfectly good.
Just saying,
it was
there
just
might
like
be
I
some
said.
Love and Basketball fans that are concerned that want to know what's going on. Like,
No,
hey,
I'm fine, man.
this movie made him so happy, and
it's like-
what happened?
I just, I've realized over this past week of not talking to her, it's the longest that I've gone without speaking to her since we started talking, that, just thinking about a lot of things, and I'm happy where I am. But regardless, on Thanksgiving, I was pretty depressed, and like you, I was drinking
Maybe
a
you
lot
need to play some one-on-one.
last week. No,
I'm making a bad joke.
No, I know
I
what
was
you're doing. Last
drinking a
time I
lot,
played
but I
basketball,
was celebrating with alcohol, so...
Yeah, I was not.
Very
I was
different.
like, I didn't even. It was I went. My stepmom went, "What do you want?" Like, I was like, "Oh, V8 sounds great." And then I show up. She's like, "Oh, I got that V8." I was like, "Cool." And she was like, "Do you want to put something in that?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do that." I was drinking champagne. I was drinking vodka. I drink a lot of vodka. Like I wanted to take a nap at my parents' place, and they were like, "No." But yeah,
do have
other
to
than that,
say-
Thanksgiving was okay.
I do have to say, not to toot my own horn, but it's just some that I noticed that was weird is my tolerance of alcohol has gone up since I've lived in Texas. So, just not to like shit on California or anything and brag about Texas, but it's like, yeah, it's one of those weird little things where it's like, has that really changed me in that sense, or
I
don't?
think
Am I
it's
just
more
growing
so
up and
that you're
drinking
on
more
your own.
responsibly? I don't know.
And I think you're just on your own, and so you're drinking more.
I am drinking a lot more.
Yeah,
I actually
that.
don't have a beer in front of me right now, which I usually do on the show. Matter of fact, that's a
pretty rare.
mistake. Sorry, let me fix that.
Yeah, go fix that.
Yeah.
Now, when I had my apartment, I drank way more than I do now. Between just going to bars and bringing people back and like parties in the apartment and whatnot, and I mean also it was college. But no, like once I moved back home, totally simmered down. Don't get as crazy as I used to. So I'm sure Friday was fucking horrible at work. Did you get anything on Black Friday? Did you buy anything special?
Actually,
Any
I'm gonna
purchases?
watch this at some point, but I bought Too Late on iTunes for $4.99.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
I mean,
yeah, $5.
that's
yeah.
a great deal, and I like browsed through some of the bonus features on there. I mean, they got production diaries that run about half hour on each one for each of the takes that they
Cool.
did on set, and it's just like I can't wait to dive into that. I'll still buy it when it comes on Blu-ray, but yeah, I even got retweeted from the production company and from the movie's official Twitter, so regarding what I said about that deal, and so yeah, I mean that's kind of cool in and of itself as being recognized in that sense, but
was your-
I can't wait to rewatch that movie before the year ends.
But that was your one purchase.
That was my one. Well, actually, no. I also have. It might sound stupid because they're both available to stream, but I have Green Room and Sing Street now, which were both like
That's not stupid.
$10 or
Yeah,
less
they were-
on Amazon.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
I-
available on Netflix and.
I thought about buying Sing Street so many times. I
I
know.
was just kind of like I want it on my shelf, and
I need to watch it again soon.
yeah, Green Room I want to rewatch at some point. Like those three I named right there are probably movies that are going to be on my top 10. Like just because stuff that I tend to like buy and want to rewatch. That's typically what makes the list because it's usually I call it my favorite movies of the year, not necessarily the best. That's what makes it in there for me.
My one purchase on Black Friday, and it's just shit timing, was my Amazon Prime renewal. It's time for November 24th, and I was like, I'm dropping $100. I don't think I'm gonna buy anything else, so I didn't.
Oh, man.
I bought nothing on Black Friday. I didn't buy anything this whole weekend. I'm very proud
So
of
was
that
there a
fact.
deal last year for that, if I remember correctly?
No, there was
no?
a deal last week where if you were never a member and you signed up on Friday, it was only $69 to coincide with the Grand Tours premiere. But no, there's no deal. Like even the student deal is not that good. But you don't really even need one because the monthly fee is pretty good. I mean, it's $8.99 or $10.99 if you want the Prime shipping. So that's so cheap as it is, and like even $99 for everything that you get is such a good deal. And we're gonna be talking about it later on the show. These are our teasers real fast. And before I get there, I almost bought something. I was at Walmart yesterday, and the coolest thing happened. I don't go to Walmart, so I don't know if this is common, but I got a free Vudu rental for Home Alone when I was in the store. I took my phone out, I got a notification. I was like, what the hell? I was like, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. This one's on us. I was like, that is so cool. I need to start going to Walmart more often. Has that ever
You
happened
got your
to you?
locator turned on for that?
Yeah, I was
Do you have the app on your phone?
yeah, I have the app on my phone.
See, then that hasn't happened to me.
Oh, you don't have data, huh?
I got Wi-Fi. But
Uh,
yeah, no, like I just don't have aside from YouTube, I don't have video streaming apps on my phone because I don't need them. I could, but that's worth noting
it
actually.
was real cool. Like, I mean, it's Home Alone. I've seen it so many times. I'm probably not even gonna watch the rental,
Oh,
but
they were
even
showing it at
still,
the Draft House, and I'm considering seeing it just because I have not seen it in so long. Like,
mm,
I mean, this is some
the
kind of
Wet
cool. Is that
Bandits.
I don't know if I told you this, but when I was at Chicago O'Hare, when I was going to Montreal, because that was my connecting flight.
You
That's the
watch
only
Home
time
Alone
I've ever
2,
been to
right?
Chicago. But like, I recognized that airport, and I did not have long to move over to my layover because it's such a huge airport, and I had to move to an international flight. So I was like kind of rushing, but also you don't want to walk past TSA just because that's what I was always warned about is always stay behind
Mm-hmm.
them. But in my head, just that Home Alone score was going like dun 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 dun, and it was just like, yeah, that airport kind of feels like Christmas just because I've seen Home Alone, even though this was back in mid-September.
Huh.
Yeah, it was fun.
Fuck, what's the other Chicago airport? I've been to both, O'Hare and it doesn't
I
matter.
have no idea.
Anyway, here's the like little teasers for news items before we get to the real show. This one's real cool. Sony bought a script this week titled "Love in the Time of Dick Pics." I can't wait to see this whenever it comes out.
Are you sure that this
Uh,
isn't the one you were writing?
no, no, there's no dick pics in my movie.
From the vague stuff I've heard about it, because I heard that you deal with Skype on yours, right? Or
Sorta, not
sort
really,
of
but
like in
I mean,
some
it's
ways.
I don't know anything about this. I know it's a female writer, so that's cool enough. But
Oh,
yeah, no, I can't wait to see this. I'm sure there's gonna be another thing titled similar that's gonna be coming out right around the same
well, how
time.
much did they buy it for? Like, is this an unknown that they're fast
That's
tracking it for?
it's not
Or?
an unknown, but it's like I think it's the first feature film that's been optioned, and then that wasn't in the item that I read on Deadline. It was just the title and the like a brief premise, and the premise is like, what's it like to find romance in the modern age when dick pics are a thing. I was like, I don't know. I just like that title. I'm gonna put that at the top of the show. This one's a little bit bigger, and I'm not even really sure why. But Legendary's bought the options or won the rights to the Dune series. So it's most notably known for the 1980s adaptation that David Lynch did, and then you got Jodorowsky's Dune, which is a
It's
documentary that came
Jodorowsky.
out last year.
Yeah,
Jodorowsky, excuse me.
Hodorowski's Dune. Yeah, just I
Um,
had to learn that one too.
so you got those two filmmakers that made and try to make a version. Huge sci-fi property though, so Legendary or Wanda, if you will, is going to be having the choice to make it a TV series or a movie series, or maybe even putting in the Wanda amusement parks in China. All kinds of
Hmm.
different things they can do now. So that's going to be something to look for. Legendary can compete not necessarily with Star Wars and Star Trek, but they have something in the same wheelhouse.
Yeah,
And then
along with the monsters with Godzilla and
King
King Kong,
Kong and some other
Mothra,
things that they have the rights
whatever else
to.
they're going to put in there.
But
Pacific
yeah,
Rim.
all the Toho stuff, yeah, Pacific
Hmm.
Rim, because you got King Kong meeting over Godzilla, and then they're gonna meet Pacific Rim eventually, for sure. This is the coolest thing though, and it's related to Legendary in China. So excited about this! I celebrated on Tuesday. Step Up 6 is gonna be coming soon. Better than that, it's gonna be a foreign production. Lionsgate is gonna localize the dance franchise in China with a Chinese language and story.
So
This is
then it'll be
awesome.
dubbed in English, or what's up with that?
I hope not. I hope it has subtitles in America.
Hmm.
This is going to be the celebration of the 10th anniversary that's going on right now. The first film came out in 2006, and so yeah, they're going to make a Chinese movie.
Yeah.
It makes sense
I mean,
because
well, is it specifically in Chinese, or how are they going to tie this in?
no, yeah, I think so. Maybe there's like, I don't know. Like I think it's
Like,
just going
is
to take
Moose
place in
still there
China.
as a character, or who are they bringing over?
No,
'Cause
I
that's-
doubt it.
That's
I
the
doubt
only
it.
one
Like,
that I know of. That's
they didn't carry character. I know you
well,
haven't
they
seen the
carried
whole
him in a
franchise.
few movies, and I've only seen the
Well,
third one. So
yeah, like three through five have like minor connections and major ones, and it's mostly just like John Chu's relation to it. Like once he started making the movies, that's when the franchise got popular in China. It became an international thing. But the first film is not related to the second one like at all. Like Channing Tatum has a little cameo, and then you have his adopted sister has like a little thing too, and then she shows up with Moose in the third one, and then their romance really happens in the fifth. But it's not a franchise like that. Like there's very little carryover. So them moving this to China doesn't matter at all, and it's super funny because we're gonna move to Penny Thoughts now. This is the 2 cents closing segment that from back in the day, but now it's at the top of the show before we even do the real news, where we just talk about what we've watched and listened to and whatnot over the past week since our last episode. I watched the first Step Up on Tuesday. It's on Netflix, and I went, yeah, I want to watch that. I feel like crying tonight because my relationship is over. Yeah, it holds up. It's real good still.
Well, I still have to see it.
Channing Tatum and Jenna Dewan Tatum have great chemistry. They got married for a reason. They met on the set. They ended up getting married. It's a Disney movie. The funnest part about it says Summit Pictures Presents, and they don't even exist anymore because that's Lionsgate now. So like everything about it isn't like the rest of the franchise.
Did they change
like this
the
one,
logo or what's?
No.
Oh wait, no, that
Summit,
was a Summit film to begin with. That's right.
It's a Summit movie. So it was a couple years before Lionsgate bought them, but it's fun that this is a Disney. Well, it's Touchstone, but it's a Disney movie. It's Buena Vista Pictures, and then they gave up the rights because Lionsgate can they can distribute their own films. But oh man, the franchise has moved so much because I loved the first Step Up right when I saw it. It's a dramatic love story with dancing in it. Whereas the further the franchise goes, it becomes a dance movie with romance. This is the opposite. It takes place like in a high school, kind of like Fame, which when I was watching it, I was going, that's going to be a Delta Cinema pick. I still haven't seen Fame for some reason.
The original, right?
Yeah, the original.
Yeah, I hear the remake's fun, actually, from people that saw it.
I wouldn't know. If I haven't seen the original, I generally try not to watch the remake.
Well, no,
but,
it's I remember it came out. Granted, all the people that I saw it they were girls that would have been really, really into it no matter what, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I know people had fun with it.
But yeah, I fucking cried my ass off at the end of Step Up. 'Cause I was watching the whole movie. Like I said, there's not much dancing in it. I just wanted a good love story. I wanted to watch something I'd known. Because I was still emotional earlier this week. Like I said, I watched this on Tuesday. And when it got to the end, when it got to like the climactic, like romantic moment, my eyes like fucking the floodgates opened. It's over between us. Such a good movie. And then that was I didn't watch anything new this week. I watched that. I listened to Drake's Take Care probably like 4 times throughout because it's one of the best breakup albums of all time. That and Death from Above 1979's You're a Woman, I'm a Machine. Also one of the best breakup albums ever. And then other than those two things that I've already done, I caught up on Westworld. So I watched a lot of that. Not as good as Tyler said. Definitely binge-worthy, though. Really fascinating. Great cast. And if you've ever wondered what Thandie Newton's tits look like, you got to see a lot of that. So, pretty good. What about you? What are your 3 things?
God, it's insane how long this week has been because I almost forgot that I saw Arrival at the beginning of the week.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been at so many places since
then.
Yeah, we talked about it vaguely, I think, on Tuesday. Yeah, you know what? Like, to put it simply, I did think it was great. As far as this sci-fi resurgence, though, I don't think it's going to have the same staying power as something like Gravity or Interstellar or even The Martian, just as far as how memorable it will be. But as far as Denis Villeneuve's his oeuvre, I think so far it's probably my favorite film of his, although movies like this that have to do with Contact, such as Contact or 2001, I like the spin that this has on it, but those movies are just way more iconic for me. And it definitely, I don't know, what was your sort of criticism on it, that it thinks it's smarter than it is? Like,
it thinks it's smarter than you are. Like, it tries to outsmart you.
Sorry. I never got that feeling. I mean, I was just kind of watching it unfold, and I think there is some rewatchability value there just once you realize what the structure of the movie is without really spoiling it. But I do think there are some interesting ideas in there that are worth pondering over. No, I'm not so sure if it's a top 10 for me, but it might be an honorable mention. And it was definitely worthy as a cinematic experience. Like, there is some great imagery and some great atmosphere when they go into the ship itself. Yeah. And so
it's a good movie.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Really well made. Like, I really love the setup for the Arrival itself. How it really uses like just the most minimal stuff. Like, it uses news footage like every big movie does, but it's not like big or overblown like a major event of like, oh, they're coming. It's a bit more quiet and uncomfortable, and you just have this sense of like not really knowing what's going to happen because humans are helpless, just looking at these giant ships in the sky that are doing nothing. And it's like, well, what the fuck do we do? What's going to happen? Like little things like seeing cars hit each other in the parking lot. That just it shows that like yeah, things are definitely just being set off. The natural order is just not working the way it's supposed to. But it's not like massive panic on the surface. It's more of just quiet discomfort.
I mean, just to bring back what we talked about when we talked about it last,
Mm-hmm.
like what my letterbox review says, for such a smart movie and just composed so well, like oeuvre is the proper word to use it. Like in the rest of what I've seen and what we've both seen of Denis Villeneuve's filmography, why the hell is there a random voiceover narration that makes it feel like a documentary halfway through the film? It
I
just
do
comes up
not-
out of nowhere.
I don't know. Maybe it was a pacing issue and they fixed it in editing. I mean, like that moment itself, it is an interesting catch up for what happens throughout a passage of time. I don't know. Maybe it was an issue with the writing, like because it's basically a time jump. That's what happens there.
Yeah.
It
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 progresses
really
like a full week or so.
it didn't really bother me so much at the end of the day, but it was something that I thought like, yeah, that's an interesting choice, but it's not enough for me to really criticize it.
No, it wasn't my criticism. It's just
Yeah, I
it's
know, but you
weird.
did point it out though. It's still
Because
that is in
it
fact a
stuck out.
criticism. Yeah.
It's just
It
the
does, but
weirdest
it's like
thing in
it
a
is
film
something
without
where
a narrator to throw in random narration in the same
Mm-hmm.
way like when you're watching Dope, the fact that the narrator changes, like just it's
funny,
a
though,
weird
Dope is
artistic
like so
choice.
Dope is so chaotic that's like it's not so much that I forgive it, but it's just like it is moving at like such a crazy speed that I'm not going to call it a genius move, but it's like it's definitely distinctive, and it's a very awesome chaotic little high school movie, and maybe that's part of the effect that it gives it for that I love it. But yeah, also on both my flights when I was going there and back, I did see Somewhere in Time finally.
That sounds familiar.
That's because that's the Richard Matheson movie with Christopher Reeve, which
Oh, yeah,
and
that's-
I told you I was
How'd you
planning
think?
on watching that. Eh,
Right?
yeah.
But
Like,
what about Jane Seymour, man?
Oh yeah, she's beautiful, but I mean,
Right?
so the premise of this movie is that this guy basically
If
just
I
lays
think
on
it's
his
the
back
past, I
and
can
thinks
make it to the
himself by
past.
willing into the past. I mean, you know, self hypnosis is a thing, and yeah, you know, you can do that to try to induce a lucid dream. Sure, maybe if you
But
call it that,
he
it'll be
goes,
more plausible. But
I'm gonna
this
go
is
in
not
this hotel.
science fiction at all.
It's the
Like,
hotel that was around at that time frame, and I wear the clothes of the era, and I got the haircut and
I did
everything.
the same
and,
thing when I was a kid, where I wore an Obi-Wan Kenobi Halloween costume and I pretended I was in Star Wars. Okay,
But I mean, you're
like,
not creepo Christopher Reeve. I saw this one picture of this girl, and I'm gonna go
And something sets off,
batshit
yeah.
insane to go back in time to meet her.
Not
Like,
only that, but it's like I don't think even as a relationship, like I mean,
It's
the word
so
underdeveloped
bizarre.
is obvious,
Yeah.
but it's just like this is more like a period piece, and
it's more like a Hallmark movie before that was a thing.
Yeah, but, I
it's
mean, it's
such
just like-
an over the top romantic drama. Like,
it just doesn't charm me. Like I'm
I
sad
found
to say.
it
Like,
really
there's moments
charming.
that
I
there's
just-
moments that I was most of the time I was bored, and there were moments that I was into it. But yeah, like I was just
It's-
left with eh.
it's worth watching just to see Christopher Reeve in something that isn't Superman.
Well,
and
it's
then
a beautifully shot movie too.
it's
But, I mean,
Jane
he basically
Seymour.
is
and the,
actually
and the song.
It is funny
The
because he
song,
basically kind of is Clark Kent in that it just
Yeah.
in some ways he kind of just has that persona there, and it kind of is a Superman movie because Superman can turn back time, especially Christopher Reeve. So
Only in that
yeah,
really bad
it
first
does
Superman
make sense
movie.
in that universe that you would have Christopher Reeve do that, just lay there and will himself back in time.
I have that movie on VHS. I found the other day. I was like, really? That's
So
a
do
weird
I.
choice, Mom.
I have that one and the second one on VHS, and the fourth.
No,
one.
I'm talking about Somewhere in Time.
Oh, okay. Well, I have better.
I
movies
have
on
that.
VHS.
I have that on my bookshelf. I was like, what?
even
Why,
including
Mom?
the fourth one because it's so bad, but it's kind of amazing.
I've only seen the first two. I'll only ever see the first two, probably.
Oh
I have,
man,
I
yeah,
have higher quality of standards, I guess.
yeah. Watch the third one if you hate yourself.
No, I don't want to see Richard Pryor in a Superman film.
It
I'll
is
pass
so
on that.
bad. Listen to
pass
the
on
"How
that.
Did This Get Made" episode. That's probably the best that you'll ever get out of it because it's that movie. I mean, Superman's quest for peace and disarming the world with nuclear weapons. That movie is better than what happens in Superman 3. That's insane.
Now,
It's crazy how bad the third one is.
What's your
And the
final
last
choice?
The last one I saw, you know, it was
Yeah,
actually
Flight
kind of
Back.
funny to find out that it was a Disney movie from Walt Disney Pictures India, released in the United States by Sony Pictures Classics. I saw The Lunchbox, which I think was one of your top movies of
Loved it.
2014.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So miraculous, just heartwarming.
not on the love train. Maybe partly because I was really tired on my flight, and this was when I was coming back, and I was going to jump right into work.
Super slow movie.
Oh yeah, no, but
It's
like
the
I was on a
the
flight
Indian
no matter
version
what. So
of You've Got Mail.
yeah, though I mean that is more of a romance developing, whereas this like the elements that I like on it. Well, first I guess I'll start with the girl and her situation on how she's cooking at home and how she has like Auntie who's never on screen talking to her, like all that stuff is great. In fact, just how Auntie is expressed through that basket. Like just
I'm gonna drop some
like
food down.
Yeah,
Here's
the little
some
actions and like
Here's the
when it's just like
peppers.
jumping when she's just pressing her to grab spices and stuff, and you get that voice there. It's like that's just such a cool narrative device there for a character that's never on screen. But I mean, her situation, it's more of a standard marriage, and for me, it's not so much a movie about a growing romance or a growing relationship, but I know you haven't seen this movie. I was reminded more of Ikaru, which is similar to Irfan Khan's character, other than there's nothing. It has nothing to do with terminal cancer. But they both are these guys that have worked government post jobs for 35 years and are kind of known for being just very punctual and very focused on their work. And it's sort of it's more of just like, to me, a movie where Irfan Khan is just kind of contemplating his life, and that's what he's thinking about, and that's really what the outlet is in those letters. That's great about it, is that you have these two strangers that are able to talk about their little thoughts and things going on in their lives, that it's not really necessarily something that you're basically sharing what's in your head, which you don't even share that stuff in the most intimate way to the people that you know the most, because it's kind of easier to confide to a stranger with that, and that's really the stuff that resonated with me. It's really good, though. So I don't know, but like when it gets to the romance stuff, and I don't want to spoil details on it, but it's just like when I'm watching the movie, I'm thinking, no, like this really shouldn't be a romance. There's moments where you could think, where you could see why it's being built up like that, but at the end of the day, I do think it's just sort of too not necessarily lost, but just confused souls that are just trying to find certain meanings in their lives and just saying these things to each other to prove to themselves that they're both sane.
I didn't love it because of the romance angle. I mean, yes, I do live for that kind of thing, but I just the concept of these two strangers finding themselves crossing paths and the companionship that they found.
Yeah.
That they are strangers and they don't know what each other look like, and yet he is delivered her husband's meal on accident, and he starts eating her cuisine and getting to know her that way, and the way they correspond with each other, and the mystery of who they are and how they figure that out, and all that stuff. Like I said, it just reminded me a lot of You've Got Mail or The Shop Around the Corner. And there are many other films like that, The Rules of Attraction has like a similar sequence, but that's just such a nihilistic film that it doesn't even fit. I find real beauty.
There is beauty there. I mean, they kind of just it's not necessarily a romance though, because they're just kind of talking about life and trying to make sense of it. Yeah, and it does echo a lot of existential thoughts that, I mean, especially I think I'm exiting a quarter life crisis right now, but I'm still having it to some degree. But yeah, like it's definitely in that sense some that I think can be related to just those human moments and those human thoughts that really you really connect with. And it's a really good movie that's very much worth checking out. And it's a Disney movie too, apparently.
It's like,
if Wikipedia is to be believed.
You're talking about this on the 73rd episode of one of our several podcasts. So it shouldn't be too shocking for me to say, just the concept of correspondence, especially in a film, is so alluring to me. Cause
so shocking to me. No,
so
I mean,
shocking, right? Like it's something that you don't see on screen anymore in any way, whether that be on the small screen in your pocket, the small one in your house, or the big one in the dark room. It's not a story that people really care about anymore, and people our age especially don't communicate in that fashion. But today I was kind of torturing myself going back, and it's something I've been doing this past week, and something I always do, but more so now than ever, rereading conversations, especially me and this girl. I was reading Our Courtship earlier today, and just without even knowing what happened between us physically, if I were to hand you those transcripts, you would be able to trace the relationship. You would be able to see, oh, you clearly both like, she likes you more, you like her equally as much. Now you like her more, and now she doesn't like you at all. Like, you would be able to see that just in the timestamps, the length of the messages, how long it goes without a response back, if I sent one first or whatnot. And that's my favorite part of falling for someone. It's not the moments you share together, it's what happens when you're not there. It's the phone calls and the text messages, and even if you're lucky enough, like, Skype conversations or letters even. I've had it all. Like, I used to keep the love letters I got in grade school and take them out later and read them. I wish I didn't throw them away, because that's it's an interesting.
Why would you do that?
It was not love letters, but like the notes that you would pass back and forth in high school.
Uh-huh.
Like, I kept that for a long time, and then I don't know, either I lost it or
just
I threw
in
it
a
away
fit
or whatever,
You
And
just thought, I'm never gonna read these.
it's like those kind of documents in the same way. It's like, that's what I saw the lunchbox is. Like, that's why it ended up on my best of 2014 list.
Yeah,
I loved it so much just because it was so just a foreign idea now. Like, yes, it's a foreign film, whatever, but it literally doesn't exist. Like, it is a type of story that has slipped through the cracks that people think that we don't care about anymore. Like, something kind of similar. Have you seen The Lake House?
Not yet, no, but it's funny because I was kind
Similar
of
kind of
doing
movie.
research on it, and then I ended up seeing that trailer recently where I was
Watch
just
it.
thinking, like, I know what The Lake House is, and I just felt like watching the trailer.
It's a remake, but it's
Of which
such,
movie?
It's a French film, but oh man,
I might have to watch that then.
So good. Like, maybe a Dead Cinema selection, but it's the same kind of thing. I'm a pretty good orator. I can communicate with just about anyone. But if you can type to me, if I can fall for you through the written word, then I know I really like you. And I wish that was a genre that still kind of existed. Like, there's a short film, and I talked about it when we reviewed Unfriended. A short film called Noah that was at TIFF a couple years ago.
I still have not seen that.
Yeah, check that out. The whole thing is just through Instant Messenger.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like, I'm not dismissing your stuff on the lunchbox at all. It's like, and it's totally valid, but it's like, I don't know. I'm just thinking this right now. Something that I think about this constantly. There's this thing that you said on the Red Shoes review, which it's very obvious, but you just phrased it perfectly there, which is about that opening. You said you made a note of people in that theater watching things for different reasons, and I just, like, you talk about the lunchbox. It's like, it's one of those moments where I just think, like, yeah, it's still it works as both, really. Like, I don't watch the movie that way when I'm watching it, but I totally see how you see it like that, and that's really just a testament to how good the movie itself is. And really, I mean, it shouldn't scare anyone thinking it's a foreign movie or that it's going to be in Hindi. I mean, and there's
English,
even the subtitles are in English for when they're speaking in English.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's a combination of both, but. Yeah, no, like I don't know. It's not something that I would see myself watching that often. But it's, even if I'm not going to say I would buy that for $1, I sure as shit would still tell people to watch it if it came up in conversation. I would emphasize why they should see it.
Yeah, if you guys like that conversation we just had, we do lots of reviews. Debt to Cinema is our semi-topical
segue.
list of shame show. We talk about a lot of things. We just did Dick Tracy earlier tonight. That's going to be available on Wednesday. If you like Warren Beatty, he has a film that just came out this week. We also did one for Bulworth many weeks back now. We did West Side Story last week, Detroit Rock City the week before that. We did one in the Ruling Class. You heard Steve talking about Love and Basketball just a minute ago. The Changeling. We covered lots of stuff. We're at over 60 episodes for that show now. So if we got some Christmas stuff coming up. Black Christmas is going to be a selection mid-month. We still don't have the other ones, so stay tuned. And that's kind of like our
Try Noel, don't forget that.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, that's set. Come on, that's set.
Okay.
I said that. Like, I have to do that one.
So yeah, if you like more in-depth conversations about things without us feeling weary about ruining anything, that's Jets of Cinema. But if you don't like spoilers, that's why Dollar Reviews exists, and that's why it always has. It doesn't really get any written stuff anymore because I'm real lazy, but it's our spoiler-free, no recaps for new releases. Sometimes we've even done like games and TV, but it's mostly just films. So we did Doctor Strange a couple of weeks ago. Before that, Yoga Hoser, Suicide Squad, Batman vs. Superman. We did 3 episodes for that. Swiss Army Man, Captain America Civil War, which is going to be on Netflix in just a week or two. And then our most popular one is Magic Mike XXL by like a country mile.
It's been like
so
that for a year and a half now.
Yeah, lots and lots of content between those two shows. And we've been talking for about 30 minutes now. If you want to contribute, if you want to talk to us, you can send us an email, reach out to us on social media. But even better than that, if you want to support the show, because we do this for free, we got no ads, you can go to patreon.com/dollarreviews. Give us $1 a month. It will help out a lot. If you want to give 50, we could actually talk about whatever you are right now. You got a company, you got a business, you got a band that you want us to play a song snippet for. We'll do it. All the stuff's on there. This is where the news start, though. This is 2 cents. It's us giving our little 2 cents on what's going on in the world. And the first one isn't that big, but it's a slow week, so bear with us. But Amazon is rumored to be adding live sports to its Prime offerings. It's possibly as an add-on, like their current Prime channels, which is kind of, if you haven't seen it before, you have Prime for like an extra $4 a month, you can get Stars, or you can get this, you can get Shudder, you can get all kinds of stuff. And so if this is true, it could be just on the side. No one knows. And just tying into this, they're apparently also working on bringing ticket sales stateside. I think this is a no-brainer, especially with...
What do you mean for ticket sales stateside?
Like it's gonna be like
they're gonna
Ticketmaster.
sell tickets?
Yeah.
Wow.
They already do
Jeez,
that.
I mean,
They do that in other parts of the world. You can buy tickets for events and things.
And you can talk about Wanda conquering entertainment, but Amazon's conquering the world. They're taking everything.
America. Like they have,
really.
they just got into China like a week or two ago, but they can't compete with Alibaba. There's no way.
No, but like they're still. I mean, they're offering almost literally every service that's around. But
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
music,
live
movies,
sports,
photos. They have an app store. They got so much stuff. Live sports would be.
Hey, live sports. I gotta tell you, man. I called it. Like I've said it so many times. Like hey, everything's gonna be offered in a package that it makes sense as an add-on. That instead of like the way cable is right now, it's like, hey, if you don't want Food Network or something, you don't have to pay for that in a cable package. But if that's offered on Amazon, or you can avoid that, just skip to Showtime. You get what I'm getting at here, right? It's that's totally where all this shit is going now. And eventually the news is going to have to make that same transition by offering an app.
It is. Yeah, the ABC, it's not even on the show, but since you brought that up, ABC is working on having the live streaming app. I'm sure CNN's going to be doing it soon, even though they're kind of fucked right now. They'll be talked about in a minute.
So cable could be, cable could be dead in like 2 years then, right?
Not 2 years, more than that, because you got to remember
very
the
soon,
people...
less than 5, I want to say, right?
More than that, too, like maybe 10, because the generation before us who has cable, my great Aunt Ada, my mom, my dad, they're not going to stop doing cable because it's something that they're comfortable with. It's already patched in. It's already a bill that they pay. So
it's going to go out a lot faster than newspapers are.
I don't know. Newspapers, we thought they were going to die so long ago, and they're still kicking.
Well, it's not... The biggest audience for that are people older than us, but there's still a lot of people that get newspapers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, I actually sell newspapers to people that are not that much older than me, or hell, sometimes younger than me, so...
I wouldn't be surprised if cable TV went out before newspapers do.
Well, I mean, cable TV, it's like the idea of having different entertainment packages, like that's nothing new. It's cable as a delivery system, though. Like, I don't see that sticking around for any reason whatsoever, especially because
someone who has shit internet, the fact that I don't have to wait for buffering... Well, it's just the internet has to improve. Well, that too, but the fact that there is no buffering with cable, it's always a good feed, because I have satellite, and if a plane goes by, or there's a rainstorm, or something fell off from a plane and hit my dish, I'm going to have some static interference, something bad's going to happen. But cable always is clear, because it's patched through. And, I mean, fiber optics, which is what the Premier cable is also a gateway for the internet. But tomorrow, DirecTV is going to be showing off their DirecTV Now service in New York. This is going to happen in the next 8 hours. So we're gonna know exactly what the price point is. It's rumored to be $35 a month off contract for 100 channels, which includes like everything you want even like the local stuff like Fox
For
and
no
CW,
contract?
CBS, no contract. So if
That's
that
within
is
my
real,
price point too.
yeah,
So
if
I
that's
mean,
real, I'm sure a lot of people are going to jump on, especially AT&T subscribers.
I mean, yeah, like especially if the price is low enough, it's going to make the transition easier for sure, though.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be a loss leader. That way, it helps with the FCC going, oh, you're not a monopoly because you're not charging out the ass for this. And then also, if they are the first big people, because yeah, Sony has their PlayStation Vue, Dish Network has their Sling. There's like one or two other things out there. I mean, for every Netflix and Amazon, you also get like Filmstruck and Shudder. Like, there's so many other services out there. YouTube, Project Red, not Project Red, YouTube Red, that they're the first big one because they have a big bundle that's going to cost less. So we'll find out tomorrow about that. But I wouldn't be surprised, jumping back to Amazon and the live sports, we were talking, was that like a month and a half ago now, about Twitter looking to be purchased by someone. We were talking like, maybe it's AOL, maybe it's Disney, like who's interested?
Mm-hmm.
They already have live sports as part of their network.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon bought Twitter, took their
you
baseball
can also
and
get
football.
the news from them. Like that's how I watch the presidential debates.
That too. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if Amazon purchases Twitter, not only are they getting all of this live sports coverage and also debates and whatnot and Periscope and so much live stuff, but they're going to have an honest-to-goodness social network. Imagine that. If you're a Prime subscriber, you have a Twitch subscription, you got Amazon Prime Now, you got 2-day shipping, you got your Amazon Prime like grocery, you have your photos, you got your music streaming, you got all of this all in one for $100 a year. Like, you don't
That's
need
insane,
anything else.
yeah.
Like, I think it could happen if they're really this adamant about live sports, because Twitter, they know they're going under. They
Like
put so much
is
money in.
what, that's
It's
I
nothing.
mean, sorry, but like that's almost 10
10
years
work
ago.
hours.
Like that was about the price or close to the price of an NBA League Pass package. Like
No.
yeah, no. I
Like,
mean, I
the
remember I
price
wanted
drops.
it so bad. Like
NBA
and,
League Pass starts, I think, when the season begins at like $200, and then as the
Oh
season
no! Like
progresses,
okay,
it goes
12
lower
years
and
ago
lower
it
and
was
lower.
like 80. Yeah, and then like halfway through they offer the package again and it gets
like
cheaper.
30
but
or something. Yeah.
I mean, still, if you can get all this shit for like $100, then say bye bye to that.
Sort of, because I mean, like,
because
Sling,
I assume that there
PlayStation
would
View,
probably.
and DirecTV Now aren't going to be offering the NBA League Pass.
What
Because
I'm
I
just
know,
saying, like I imagine for sports they might be limited in content first, but
yeah,
eventually it's going to get to the point where they have everything.
I think that's why
And
it would
stuff
be an
like that will be
add-on,
gone.
though. It would be a Prime Channels type thing, because it would be
Mm-hmm.
it would literally be the NBA. It's like, you know how you get one or two games a week? How would you like to have every game all
What
season?
would it be though? Like probably 15 a month. Like, as
Yeah,
an add-on. That's
probably
fair. Yeah,
10 or 15 a month. Yeah,
And that's
for
still
every
really cheap.
game in the month. Yeah, real cheap. And you get the same thing for football, for hockey, for any sports you want. That's going to be the way it goes. Like, Dish Network, I mean not Dish, DirecTV is going to have the same thing. Like, Dish already offers the NFL Red Zone as part of their Sling package. DirecTV, who has the NFL Sunday Ticket, I'm sure they're going to offer the same thing for DirecTV now. It's going to be like, well, you pay $35 a month, but if you pay $55, you get all the NFL games. So
And I don't even know how
I-
ESPN's going to survive.
They're not. They're
I
losing
mean, yeah,
so many
like their
subscribers.
ESPN Now app was great when it was free for everything, and then all of a sudden they demanded that you have a cable,
Yeah.
your cable company connected to it, and I couldn't watch anything on there
That's
anymore.
that's not even the thing. It's just Disney is losing so much money through ESPN. They're losing so many sponsors. I just got a free subscription to ESPN magazine. I haven't even cracked it open. I got 2 issues, but ESPN, no one goes there anymore. They kind of suck.
Yeah.
Like, it might as well just go to Twitter, go to Yahoo Sports, like go somewhere else on the internet. They've lost
It's a
so much
shame
talent
I
recently.
love that logo, and I mean, Sports Center is
Dun dun dun
it,
dun dun dun.
yeah, it's just it's such a
I
it's an
love
iconic thing in entertainment culture. Like
when I was into
who wants
sports,
that to go?
I loved ESPN, especially Sports Center. Sports Center,
Oh yeah,
Around the Horn, pardon the interruption, I couldn't get enough. Like, I would wake up early to watch Around the Horn. One of my favorite game shows of all time, because it means nothing. It's just sportscasters or reporters rather talking about. It's kind of like this show. It's like, here's the newest thing that just happened. What do you think about it? And you get points up and down if your argument is valid or not. just a
man,
great
like,
idea. I wish it existed in other media. Like it'd be fun if
I
there
miss that
was.
stuff. Like there was a time when I was really into sports. Like I would watch baseball, like or MLB, NBA, NCAA football. Like fuck, man, that'd be a shame if that went away because it was so nice to have.
I
Sorry.
think it's just
Yeah.
it's going to change the way it works. But
Yeah, it's inevitable.
talking about
It's
the
like
Amazon
Night Flight
channels.
in a way, like that thing that some people in the '80s were really nostalgic for now, which I think they've resurrected that channel. If that is, if, I don't even know if that's the right name I'm thinking of, but shit, I don't know if it's like that.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. But talking about the Amazon Prime channels, AMC Network's Shutter streaming service, which I've mentioned once or twice right now, they're trying to establish themselves as the horror version of Netflix, and they just got a couple of big things. Most notably, Rob Zombie's latest film, 31. It's going to be streaming exclusively on the service. They also have like the rights to like David Cronenberg's Dead Ringers, John Carpenter's The Fog, a couple other things, and they already have really great content. So I think this is one of like I think it's like $4 a month on Amazon, but that you can get it other ways as well. This could work out if they can get top tier talent, especially if they can do kind of what like not Filmstruck, but the other one. Shit, I can't remember the one that has curated stuff every month. If they could get like John
Is it a
Carpenter,
movie you're talking about?
no, not a movie, just a streaming service. If they could get
No,
John
no,
Carpenter,
movie. Or, if I'm
yeah,
pronouncing
movie.
it right.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. If they could get John Carpenter to come in and like pick like 10 movies, these are my favorites on the service. Watch them type of thing. A lot of people would come through because horror aficionados are one of the biggest fan groups in all of film genre.
No, you think? I mean,
No, I don't
there's a
think.
weekly thing here where they have screenings every Tuesday. It's called Terror Tuesday. That's why we're seeing Black Christmas. But yeah, no, it's like it's
Because Netflix's
just horror
horror offerings
aficionados,
kind
man.
of suck. Netflix horror
oh, yeah,
is
Amazon's
pretty bad.
got some good ones, but
They have some okay stuff, but like the stuff that you want to see,
Mhm.
like yeah, they do have Scream on Netflix every once in a while. But like, say right now, I wanted to watch The Exorcist. I don't think that's on
can't.
streaming.
No,
I probably have to pay money.
Well, yeah, you can stream it through VOD, but no, it's not available on the Surface. It was on I think it was on Netflix at one point.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Netflix, everything's been on Netflix at one point.
Yeah,
or other
and well, that's
nowadays.
Warner Brothers catalog too, so that should be on Amazon at some point.
Or HBO, but it's like they do. I wish the old Netflix mentality existed again. That a service pops up where they don't rotate the picks. You always have these certain things. Like not everything. Like you do have to keep it fresh by adding and removing things. There's only
But it
so
is
much space on the
also-
server. But
Yeah,
like
that's-
let's say like 50 classics that aren't going anywhere for the horror genre. It's like here's Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, the first Scream movie. Like certain iconic films, and they're always there. And that way you can encourage anyone every month to pay a certain fee because they can always watch those like 50 movies that they love, and then the rotating films as well. It would be a hit. And I think that's what AMC is trying to do here. So if you don't know what Shudder is, go research it. They got some good stuff. Moving from them to Netflix, Dave Chappelle just signed a huge deal. We don't know the money here, but he's going to have 3 exclusive stand-up specials on the streamer. One's going to be made just for Netflix. The other 2 are like from comedy shows he did in the past year or 2 that were filmed. But these are coming next year, and I'm really stoked, especially because this follows
Thank you for stealing my words there.
Oh, really?
Okay,
But this...
sorry to put a damper on there, but like I happened to see that you were typing live on the notes, and so I did put things in parentheses there. And that
Oh,
was
that's
one of the
you!
words. That was me.
I didn't
Did
notice
you notice
that.
that?
No, now I noticed
Like
that. Yeah,
you were
that's
typing
cool.
it live, so I just put it there live. I was like wondering, like, is he gonna freak out? Like, is the computer responding or something? But no, like. It was crazy because I had my tablet right there, and I literally saw you even backspace on something. So I was like, "No, it's not refreshing. He's live, updating it right now."
No, I didn't
And
notice
yeah,
that.
so I put that there because I wanted to see if you were going to react. But
I
yeah,
reacted
sorry,
now.
keep going. But yes,
No.
I am stoked as well. That was my comment.
But yeah, this is Chris Rock just signed a two stand-up deals, or a deal for 2 stand-up specials for $40 million. So I have to imagine Dave Chappelle, if he's doing 3, and he's a bigger name than Chris Rock is nowadays, especially because he just did SNL, he's probably also getting like 40 or $50 million.
Seriously, no, I mean, I don't know. I think Dave Chappelle might be in higher demand just because.
Yeah.
Like sorry, I was laughing at something earlier. I realized that this is not going to mean anything to anyone there, but I realized what I just did. I just did Inception
A little
by
bit.
putting that word there in the parentheses, and you
You
kind
made
of
me.
made
You
it
made
sound
me
like
say
it
the
was your own.
thing.
It's like
Hmm.
I kind of just created a subconscious idea for you.
A little
Not
bit.
really, no. Yeah, but sorry, I amused myself. Yeah, no. This is insane. That's a huge get. Are you kidding me for stand up? Because I will watch those.
Yeah, I still
I
haven't
mean,
seen the Dave Chappelle SNL episode. I probably will this
the
week
election
since
night sketch is great. I mean, it's on YouTube. The Walking Dead
I
one's
just
also really, really funny.
I want to
Um,
see the fuck what's his name, the Tyrone Biggins thing.
yeah, no, that's the Walking Dead
That's
one, and
Walking
that
Dead.
that that one is great. The one where he brings all his old characters on. But yeah, the election night one is fucking hilarious.
I'll
Like
have to
that
watch it
just
this
shows
week.
that Chappelle still got it. Coincidentally, Chris Rock also makes an appearance in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they must have known during the taping of that. They're like, "Hey, you get that Netflix money? Yeah, Candy just paid me out the ass to do some comedy. Me too. Let's celebrate."
And then they laugh it off quite fittingly. Good
Big,
impression, by the way, Brian. Yeah.
was it? Now I'm scratching my
No,
neck.
not at all. I was just it doesn't sound anything like it, but no, I get what
No.
you're getting at.
Yeah, this is where the episode gets a little bit weirder and more political. Tesla, they were just acquired, or rather, they just acquired Solar City, which is like Elon Musk's brother's solar panel company. And it all makes sense. It's part of their master plan. Hey, we have these electric cars, only have so big a battery. Let's put solar panels on top of our cars, and they have infinite batteries. But part of their acquisition of Solar City, they're already doing big things. And this is just the coolest thing I read this week. They're going to be fully wiring the island of Ta'au in American Samoa to run off of solar power. Currently, the island is dependent on diesel power generators. There's 3 of them. It's almost like 110,000 gallons a year to give power to the 600 residents of the island. And that's all going to be done with an electric grid now between solar panels, their their electric batteries, and varied other items. And if this works, and it should, it's going to prove that you can have a green way of sustaining energy for a population. I don't know when this is going to go into effect. It's probably real soon, but this could change everything. If if we stop doing coal and and diesel power and wind turbines, even if it just goes solar.
And yeah, for just the sake of the future, hopefully. Not much to add there. Just I guess we're all waiting on pins and needles to see where this is all going to go.
Because you know what, a small sovereign island of 600 people isn't even a city, but
it's a stepping stone.
it
to
is
getting
exactly
to, yeah.
like they must have got so excited that they even had the opportunity to try this. Like it's gonna be eventually the only people that don't have solar panel or like clean energy are the Amish. Okay, like they're gonna be the only people that are still using just candlelight. Like we there was another thing that happened this week that didn't make the show, but now I'm talking about it, so I guess it did. There's like intersections in Las Vegas that are powered, like the streetlights are going to be powered by foot traffic. And there's like clubs in Europe where the sound system is powered through kinetic energy on the dance floor. Like there are
For a
lots
city
of
that
different
uses
ways.
a shitload of energy, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's a huge get.
Well,
for
it's
them.
it's like an intersection. Okay, it's not all of Vegas, but
I mean, that's still again, it's a stepping stone.
yeah. So they're figuring out ways currently for renewable and clean energy that work. Like, people might be, oh my God, Donald Trump's our president, or about to be, even with the recount that might happen. Like, oh no, the world's going to shit. Like,
It's like, hey, the government
apparently
might not be helping, but there's enough people that do give a shit.
Yeah, like there's enough going on globally that we know global warming is a thing. I mean, this winter is going to be colder than ever before in the United States. And, well, maybe not ever before, but whatever. And we're already taking proactive steps. And I'm super excited, even if there's horrible alt-right douchebags out there that are doing Nazi meetings and claiming Jews aren't people. You saw this, right?
Yeah.
I watched more than half this speech, and
God.
I couldn't believe.
I saw like the 2-minute clips of it, and it's just,
I couldn't believe this was a real thing that happened this past week.
I, I mean, not to start a fight, but I mean, Brian, you did vote for.
I
You
voted
openly
for.
voted for the guy that
I
influenced
voted
these
for a
people.
guy. I didn't vote for the people that.
I get
support
why
him.
you vote at the same time, but it's just kind of like, I mean, a guy that is inspiring stuff like this to happen, like, and granted, is not directly responsible, but highly influential in that regard. And I mean, just the shit that like I've been seeing almost every other day. Like, it's sad to say that I'm actually seeing something that a lot of people like just feel free to spout out like randomly out on the street. And granted, most of it's at night when people are drinking, but still, it's insane.
No, I've heard stories. I've seen stuff on Twitter and social media about some of the outlandish shit that's been going on in our countries
Yeah,
post election day,
I
and
seriously am seeing
almost
way more than I ever thought I would.
I
Like,
almost
in
can't
front of my
believe it.
face, it's insane.
You know, if something like that happened in front of me, I'd probably get in a fight with someone. Like if I saw someone do like Zig Heil or like use some like Nazi propaganda term or even worse
yeah.
like spray paint a swastika on a building, like I don't fully whatchamacallit, I don't paint myself as a Jew. You know, it's not part of my personality. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm a Jew. Of course I am.
You're
you
not a
know?
mensch or anything, yeah.
Yeah, like it's not this. Oh yeah, I'm a Jew with a podcast. Like no, that isn't me. I'm an American that has Jewish roots. You know, and if I was watching CNN and there was a scroll on the bottom of the screen that said alt-right leader questions, are Jews people? I would first off, I don't watch CNN anyway, but oh man,
Still,
I would
that's-
probably even if I wasn't Jewish, just the fact that one of the bigger cable news networks, the literal cable news network, would even question that on
Well,
a show.
I mean, that's a big topic right now. Is like, are we seriously in a post-fact world right now? Just because Trump got elected based on like just rejecting truth, like, is this seriously going to influence the news negatively? Like, how the fuck is this all going to go?
It would be cool if we just did a 2 Cents episode and it started off. I was like, "There's a lot of things that happened this week. I don't
Just
believe
make
any
up
of them.
shit?
I don't
Like,
believe any of the things that happened. So I'm just gonna, hey, guess what?
why
Hey,
don't we can make up a news item and be like, hey, so oh, you're gonna love this, Brian, but apparently there's gonna be a weird science remake. Blah, I'm slurring it.
that could
And it's
happen.
gonna be directed by Michael Bay, and guess who they got to star in it?
Who?
Megan Fox.
Maybe 5 years ago. I know he would like probably never talk
It's
to
true.
her.
I've seen it happening. It's happening right now.
It's happening right now.
Yeah.
She does not have the body.
Yeah, she never called
to
him a
be Kelly
Nazi.
LeBron.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why would she call him a Nazi? That's such a disgusting thing. Who would do that? Not Megan Fox. Are you kidding me? Like, she's a star. She's making a shitload of money. She's not that stupid.
Well, actually, I take that back. They probably do still talk. If she's in his Ninja
She's in
Turtle
Ninja
movies.
Turtles, yeah.
Yeah, they probably still talk. Probably not a lot. I mean, I doubt he's on set for any of those movies. He just, he
No, like,
pretends to write the
he's,
check and he gets the money.
Well, I mean, that's why people like working for Platinum Dunes, is that he is the kind of producer that he likes to be, which is he lets the director just have their creative freedom. But he was still involved in the visual effects process for the last Ninja Turtles movie. I know that. So he's still involved in some creative capacity.
Now, our country might be going to shit, but filmmakers are still trying to change things. Yeah. And
We'll
this
be,
is
I gotta say, we'll be fine. I hope.
I love this news item though. Coming hot off The Big Short, Plan B and Adam McKay are reteaming for a Dick Cheney biopic. I don't know why this is existing, but I'm very excited. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see who they cast as Dick Cheney.
First off, it's Academy Award winner Adam McKay. Don't forget
Or
that.
Ghost Panther, sure, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, no. Richard Dreyfuss played Dick Cheney in the Oliver Stone one. That was actually good casting, although
They
It's-
can't do that again though because
No, but
they
like-
need someone younger. When he did
well,
it, that
especially
was
for a biopic. Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be 10 years ago now when this thing comes out.
Yeah.
But I wonder like what kind of biopic it's gonna be. Is it just gonna be the first term in office? I would hope that there's a sequence of him shooting a friend in the back with some shotgun pellets. But It's like, what's the point of this? What's up with
As
the
long as that
timing?
sequence is as good as the one where Vince Vaughn gets shot in the ass in Wedding Crashers, if
Which
not
they're making
better.
a sequel for, apparently.
You're kidding.
No, yeah, that's not on the show either. Like, so many things happen now that I just don't give a shit about that they don't make it on the show. It's not like 40 weeks ago where it was like every single possible thing that could have happened is going to be talked about. But yeah,
Still, that's like, do we need a badder Santa or Bad Santa 2? Like that
I
that
want to see
sounds
it.
like that, honestly.
I'm not going to go see
I,
it in
I know
theaters
you
'cause I'm
still want
sure
to
it's
see
real
it, but
bad.
like, yeah, I mean, that's the thing with comedy sequels and why they typically just don't work is that they're so aware of what made the first one a success that they try to replicate that. Like,
There's
and it just
there's a good amount of examples that work though. You got
yeah,
American Pie 2. You could
yeah.
argue Everybody Wants
It's
Some. Um,
no, I mean,
Fuck,
like,
what
yeah,
else?
well,
Okay,
all the
I ran
American
out. I got
Pies
two.
kind of go a different route, but like, yeah, I mean, I like Anchorman 2, but it also is just way too aware of the iconic moments that made the first one such a classic. I mean, even 22 Jump Street, which I liked,
Oh,
I
it's
laughed, but
no, so over the
I
top.
mean, that's the thing is like it's just so aware of the fact like that it's literally just saying that it's aware that it's basically repeating itself, and
22 Jump
that
Street
doesn't all of a
was one
sudden make it
joke.
funny. Yeah, it's like it doesn't all of a sudden make it funny just because you're acknowledging how much of a cynical cash grab it is. Like there's still a lot of talented people in there, and it's still a really funny movie, and I laughed a lot, but it still did rub me on the wrong side just a little bit.
Yeah, not the best movie, but
Yeah, but 21 Jump Street's fucking hilarious though.
it's like Plan B and Adam McKay are reteaming, and a team
Hmm.
is splitting up. The directing duo between John Wick, they've each got something else now. It doesn't matter what their names are or what they're doing. Just one of them is going to be directing Deadpool 2, and the other is doing a Highlander reboot. So they know how to film great action sequences. They're choreographers that worked on The Matrix, among other things, and they're each going to be doing a very big action film. I don't know which one I'm more excited for because I was talking about Highlander the other day. Saw it not too long ago, I think last year, like a year and a
I
half
don't
ago.
think you need to reboot it, honestly.
No, but it
Like,
is a good concept.
yeah,
Like it could work in the modern day with better effects and everything. Make it
I
kind of
did have
like
this conversation with somebody, like,
Mhm.
as far as who would play the Sean Connery character and all that, because Tom Cruise is supposed to be in it, if I'm not
Sean
mistaken.
Connery. Make it Sean
Bring
Connery.
Sean Connery back. Yeah,
Fuck
they
yeah.
couldn't even get him for Skyfall.
That's different. He didn't want to do James Bond. This is Highlander.
Yeah, he doesn't want to come back.
Uh,
In acting in general, I think. And,
maybe I
like,
don't
Sean
know.
Connery, what is he? He's almost a 90-year-old man now. Like, how
You
is he
could
going to be
make
able to
it,
physically play that role?
You could make it what's his name from Game of Thrones. The fuck, what's his name? The dude that has a crush on Daenerys. The guy that got banished from the kingdom.
I'm actually pretty far behind on.
No, this
Game
is
of
first
Thrones,
season
so-
shit. The guy from Black Sails. I can't remember his name. He has a weird name. Joran the older or whatever. The dude that sets up
Talking about Theon Greyjoy?
No, I'm talking
Well,
about
no, because he's not with Daenerys.
no, I'm talking about the advisor that Daenerys has. The older dude that like protected his family, but then he got banned. It doesn't fucking matter. I see him. I could see like someone like them. Obviously, it has to be someone British, okay? But I
But, I
don't.
mean, and still with like Deadpool 2, I really am not that excited just because I mean, it's that thing with comedy sequels where I worry. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it could have badass action, but I just hope that it's not trying like so hard to kind of repeat the success of the first, and that's
No,
like,
I
oh,
think
it has to be a movie that breaks the fourth wall a lot. It's like, I mean, how do you make that refreshing though? That's the thing. How do you
I think Deadpool
make
2.
it so that you can take a step forward with that character and just that world? How does that work? Because otherwise, it might just be subversive again for the sake of it. That's the danger there with me.
I'm
That
pretty sure
I
Deadpool
worry
2
about, but I'm sure it'll be badass
is
action wise.
whereas the first one was outside of their X-Men stuff. This one is gonna fully embrace the fact that it's part of the franchise, especially with how poorly Apocalypse did in theaters, with how bad Gambit is doing in terms of being development hell. That Deadpool is what they got now after Fantastic Four failed. That Fox is probably going to just try to reboot their entire X-Men stuff within Deadpool 2. Either they do the X-Force or they introduce a brand new Xavier or whatever the fuck they do, okay? Like
They
Logan.
could do that because they just reference the other movies, but they never really show it outright. What's
That's
the
what I'm
only
saying.
thing that makes it in
Like,
is the mansion?
And that's not even like the real mansion. Like it seems like the knockoff version. Like it's just namesake,
It's
like
literally the front
Colossus.
door of the mansion. Yeah.
It's Colossus shows up, even though it's a person new to the franchise. It's not the original
Mhm.
actor, but I think they're definitely just going to do the latest way of rebooting their X-Men franchise,
That
especially
is
with
fair.
Logan being the end of, well, the apparent end of Hugh Jackman's tenure
Hmm.
with Fox. They got loose ends that are going to be tied up in a couple of months now. Deadpool is probably where they see everything going now, and I hope that, like, yeah, maybe it does have the fatigue. It's going to feel like a comedy sequel, but I just hope it's actually a hard R. Whereas the first one was like sorta not really. I want to see over the top, not like fucking masturbation jokes. Like, show me a dick on screen. Like, let me see a transvestite. Like, go far. Like, let me see Deadpool like with his gross ass like ball skin makeup, like
Go to
getting licked.
NC-17 territory.
Almost, yeah. Like, I want to see something that is beyond what HBO can offer. Because
Well, then get Trey
Westworld,
Parker and Matt Stone to write it.
well, they're not. No, they're
No, of course that won't happen.
fuck
I'm
no.
just
Well,
saying, like,
maybe if it was
really push
Paramount.
it.
Like, I want to see really, really far. I want it to be a point where the fans of the first film go out there and watch it, and they're almost disgusted. I
That would make it great but honestly, there was a time when studios were willing to make ballsy choices like that again. It would be nice if that resurfaced, but I
uh,
just don't think studios are that brave anymore.
Fox thinks they are. They
I
got
mean,
all the
they
acclaim in
put out an R-rated
February.
movie that made a shitload of
Hmm.
money, and I would love to. If that happens, I would be really happy. But it's just right now, I don't see it working that way. But if it does, then that's a great sign for just the future of the industry and movies in general.
Well, movies are the new version of TV shows. I know you. I see your notes here. I'm not going to say what you said. TNT has ordered another TV adaptation. They got Let the Right One In coming soon. Now they got Snowpiercer in the works.
You can
Uh,
say what I said. It's
yeah,
okay.
facepalm. Bong
Yeah.
Joon Ho is going to be executive producer though, so that is a good sign. But be completely honest, man. Snowpiercer is a great concept for a TV show.
It is a good concept, but like I think it's a better concept for a video game, honestly. But I love that movie so much that
It's an
I
okay
kind of just
movie.
hate the sound of it. That was in my top 10 that year. Like
I
it's
know it was.
such a
It's
great action movie. Like in fact
it's
that's the
okay.
truest version of like a great video game adaptation to me because it literally is moving up to the next level and it's so fucking great
Think
just how
about
it handles that.
Well, I don't know. Like, since it's going to be a TV show, I doubt it's going to be an event series, but it would be perfect as an HBO style 10 episode series. Just 10 episodes. Each
Just
episode
each
is contained in
so,
one
a
train
section on the
car.
train.
Uh huh. That would
Yeah, but
be
like for some
so good.
reason, I don't know. For some reason, it's just I see that like for the design of the format, why it would work, but
Hmm.
it almost feels like a gimmick to me.
I don't
Like
know. Like,
where it's just like I
Westworld.
think a movie is the right dose for me of just getting all that in 2 hours and going on this breezy journey. Whereas like yeah, just like being stuck in one space for an hour and then going to another one for another hour. I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's just there's some for me personally that just it doesn't sound that appealing. It sounds like a gimmick.
I mean, HBO's Westworld adaptation kind of plays out in the same way, though. Like, it feels like a video game where
Hmm.
it's like the next level. Like, even though there's like all these rules to the park and what can and can't happen, things change every episode, sometimes more than once. And it feels the same way. It's like, oh, we're gonna get to the boss. Like, it's only 2 episodes away now, and they've been teasing it all season that something big's gonna happen next week. I'm sure in a couple hours when I watch episode 9, then I'm gonna hopefully be blown away by something that happens. But TV, for the most part, if the movie is good enough, it works in terms of serialized fiction. And I think, yes, the movie is fine. I mean, Chris Evans is great. Like, I wonder
Well, the movie
who
is great, but
I wonder who they're gonna get to be the lead. But they gotta put pilot. There's gonna definitely be a pilot out there. I'd be really surprised if it didn't get ordered. So maybe in like 6 months or so, it's gonna be on TV. And
maybe.
I'll probably check it out, even though I don't think I've ever seen an original TNT program. Like, not willingly, like maybe like waiting for something, but I don't think I've ever watched something.
The Closer doesn't do it for you.
I haven't even seen it. No,
I remember just them
it's
hyping
like
up the
basic.
commercials like Kira Sedgwick is amazing, and I'm just like, nah, it just seems like Law and Order.
Basic cable, the only stuff I've ever watched is comedy. And like it's like still rare exceptions like FX, I'll watch like It's Always Sunny or The League
Yeah.
or something like that, or like USA I would watch Monk.
Because it's easier to go like just as far as like it's not each episode tends to be self-contained. It's just like those nice little breaks where you can kind of
It's
just
not even
skip an
that.
episode and not
No.
really miss anything.
It's more so like if something is funny, you don't need a R rating. Like if you can do
It'll just get you no matter what.
Yeah,
Like,
if you can do
that's the most difficult thing to do is make someone laugh.
exactly. Good humor works regardless of the kind of censorship, whereas good drama is the opposite. Like you got to see someone fucking someone or someone dying or some. Like you have to see the R-rated stuff for drama to be truly good. But then again, like AMC's like found a workaround, but it's like censoring the words and stupid shit like that. But yeah, Basic Cable's never done for me. But maybe the Snowpiercer show. Who knows? Who knows? But there's the last news item of the show. I think this is really cool. Oculus Rift teased that they would be getting Xbox One streaming in the not too distant future 2 years ago. It's finally coming true. December 12th, they're going to be being correct. So people with Xbox Ones are going to be able to not watch, but experience their games in their
Yep.
VR headset if they have Oculus come mid-December. The fact that they already bundle the Oculus Rift headset with the Xbox One controller, that plus this, no-brainer this time next year, the Project Scorpio is going to work with Oculus Rift. So that's going to be their VR headset, even though Microsoft has their own VR content coming with the Windows 10 Creators Update. Pretty sure they're gonna take the Facebook money. Pretty exciting.
Well, so much for an Xbox headset.
I didn't even buy it. Like I was for the longest time saying, "Oh yeah, I want to get a 4K TV and a Xbox One for Black Friday." Maybe if I stayed with that girl, maybe. But that didn't happen. I was like, well, I got no one to fucking impress now. I'll just keep my shitty TV. My 1080's perfectly fine now. You fucked up, girl.
The deals they'll be a lot better next year anyway.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Yeah.
if I really want to do, I could maybe check out Cyber Monday, and then even worse yet, wait till the Super Bowl. Because I found out, like, Super Bowl Sunday is the biggest TV day of the year, because they realize, like, that, I don't know why, but that's the day when all the new models are coming out, so you get, like, crazy deals on last year's model that they're trying to clear off the show floor. So if you want
Like the actual Sunday for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, like
or
the
just
weekend.
leading up to that time?
Yeah, the weekend, because it's like the first weekend of February. The 2017 models are going to be coming out, and so that's when they clear out the 2016s because they don't want them
Shit.
anymore. Yeah, but that's the show. They can reach us all over the internet, Steve, can't they? We're on Facebook and Twitter and WordPress and Tumblr. Shit, we're on Google Play Music, iTunes, Pocket Cast, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, SoundCloud, Podcat. It's always Dollar Reviews. DollarReviews.net. That's where it is. Have a good week.
See you next time.